That does it for the business update on the AM news, and that actually does it for the AM news as well. But we now move on to sports, where we bring you the special interview of Black Queens midfielder Jennifer Cudjoe ahead of their match against Algeria in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations.
So the Black Queens are yet on another journey. First trying to win the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It had a turbulent start, but the final win over Tanzania means that they secure progression into the quarterfinal stage. We are joined by one of the captains for the team, the vice captain, Jennifer Cudjoe. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Mr. Chin.
That's it.
Go now, say.
Jennifer, take me through a first WAFCON experience. How has it been for you?
I mean, it's been a great experience for me. The atmosphere, just living in the dream. Before I came here, I knew like this is something I've never experienced. So I've just allowed myself to go through all the motions, the good and the bad motions and all of that. So it's been a really good experience for me. I've enjoyed every minute of it at this count here.
Look, quite a lot to talk about from qualification to the big stage. The big stage is where we want to focus because I've had a bumpy start to this competition. How was it for the team, for you as a captain, vice captain, during this moment, the first 2 days?
I mean, if you look at us, like this is our long-time that we've been back in the competition, and I feel like people need to understand like the game is changing, players are developing, teams are developing, and there's so many aspects to get a better teams. So, for us, we've worked together for so long, even though there's been on and off times, where we're not in camp and stuff. But I think in all, it was how it was supposed to be. I wouldn't say everything is happening at the right time. And even though we didn't start it well, but I think it's also a way for you can see the progression that we have. And that's how it is as a team. We're building something great. So even though we didn't start well, that doesn't mean that we're not going to improve and we're not going to progress. I'm excited that we've got to qualify, and I think it also gives us confidence, and then on the what we build it, it's working, and then there's still more that we have to do. So yeah, we're excited.
I mean, a lot of pressure headed into that game against Tanzania. As a group, look, how hard was it for you, or how important did you know that match was for you?
I think we all knew how important. We didn't want to go home. We've had games over games. We had every tournaments that I've been to, we get off in group stage at the 20 and the 17 World Cup, all of them, I get off group stage. So this not only for me, but every single player knew like, we cannot just go home just like that. So we had meetings when we did what we had to do. We listened to each other. We put everything on the table, knowing what exactly you're paying for. And I think last night showed a little bit of what we actually focused on, and we wanted to, get things done. But it all comes to motivating each other, trusting each other, trusting the system, following plans, and everyone. I think everyone was just forwarding the idea of like, we are growing. This is the last time. We're not giving up, and I think it works out. And you can see the fighting spirit and the desire for everybody to give 100%. So no.
You talk about that first half performance being quite chaotic, and then the second half, it's almost as if it's a whole different team. Take me through, what was the message at halftime against Tanzania that put out the Cheetahs performance?
I mean, I feel like because we lost few games, there's pressure and everything, and the pressure is good. You're meeting a team. It's not just any other team. It's not like it's easy for us to go in there and walk over them. They have their strategy. Every team that plays out, they have strategy to just mess us up. We, the players, we just have to know when to play our game. Our game. And I think the beginning we were in the rush because we wanted to win. And when we went by, he was more of like focusing on the game plan. And I think it was the second half to see us were controlling the game. We can keep the ball and everything. And I think it works.
I think you answered the question right. But I also want to know, what was the team message that the coach left for you in that dressing room at half-time? Because it came to the pitch quite earlier than the players did. What was the message in the dressing room in the 40 minutes?
I think basically he was trying to say, this is it, like give everything, This moment doesn't just come all the time. This is your moment. Own it and embrace it. I think that's what the message was about. Like, trust each other and play for each other. That's what he said.
While you were on the pitch, were you also thinking about that game between South Africa and Mali? Was you knew it was going to, between we said, yeah, South Africa and Mali. Did you look to where were you thinking about it, knowing that it could affect your chances of finishing either second or third?
Oh yeah, I mean, the first game, and then that was definitely like, it's had a mad time where we have to think, okay, this. But I think us going in the game, all we wanted to do is just win, and I think that made us even score more goals, because if we, let's say, we're going like we want to score 5 or whatever, we might have gone in a different mindset, but we went in quick and we want to win. And I think that brought out everybody's, work ethic and then the connections and all of that. So those games tested us, which is good. And I think now we're going into the game, we're going in a bit by bit to get into the game.
Next for you is that game against Algeria. I mean, they're decent side. Forget about the fact that they not won too many games, but they're decent side. They not consider the goal in this competition. How big of a test is that for you?
I mean, they are definitely, they're also one of the strongest teams. They definitely be similar to Morocco, Tunisia, and all of them. So I think it's gonna be a good game. And it's gonna be a good proper started game where we played and that both teams can play. So it will be a good game. But I think we know why we are here. We know what we're thinking, and our focus is to just go and follow. However, we finish the group stage the same way we go in with the mentality of winning and just tackling it how we know we're going to get information in and just go with it. This is not going to be easy. And
how are you, knowing 20 players are new to this competition? How are you able to communicate with the experienced heads in the team to ensure that they keep a cool game and not get overexcited or not get under pressure?
I mean, we have players that, like you said, we have great captains. We have players that they feel comfortable going to, our senior captain, or going to me, or going to Cynthia. So we all have a different relationship with each player. But in general too, we try to have conversation. We try to remind them, like, as much as it's your first time, that doesn't mean that whether you were young, you can still play your game. We try to give them a little assurance and freedom and let them know, like, this is their platform. This is where they deserve to be, and if you were here because you are bound to be and you deserve to be here, so they should play the game. Like, we give them the motivation and then also the calmness of knowing, okay, no matter what happens, just do what you can do. Just do what you are going to do and what you've been told to do, and think the rest will happen.
Jennifer, coming into this contest, I need there's a target for every team. What has been the target for your sit by yourselves, for your team, and heading into the competition?
For me, before I even came, a year ago, when we were talking about this upon race, definitely something that I'm not able to let my whole mind, my body, my soul was in it. And I was trying to understand it, how it is, because I've never played. And so lucky I had the mentors, I had a very close friends, coaches that I always talk to them about, like, I'm trying to, like, this tournaments, I want it to be something special for me. What are the things I can do, working on the things I need to work better at. Like, every day it's a brain that there's never day that I'm going to be perfect with everything. So, those people were able to guide me through all of that. By me personally, my goal is to make sure that I become one of the best midfielders in the tournaments, you know what I mean? And also be one of the best in the tournaments anyway. But as a team, I'm like, whatever I need to do to help the team in Jennifer, to make sure that I give everything 100% to the team so when I walk off the stage, I know that I gave everything. So to help and make sure that we get into the final. So that's the biggest goal, yeah. What else, sir?
Look, something just came to mind yesterday after the Deliverance event. Almost all your teammates had made into the bus, but you were still yes. So what was going on?
No, I was getting tests for those kids.
Well, tell me about it.
I mean, everybody was enjoying, and I was ready. Then I had to, step out, go to the OP, because it's normal, it's happened. So I didn't get just a bit, but I think even when I was in there, I was just thinking about all the chants and everything that I'm gonna miss. But also, I was just happy that we got the win and be able to stay and then make courses and do things better. But in all, I'm just grateful and happy to be here and be part of this team.
Like, one thing that has been a problem or has been a challenge is the fact that there have been too many Ghanaians in the stadium to point, but there has been the Ghana supporters and they can loud African, they can pay. How crucial have they been to your progression and to this team and then going forward?
I mean, they've been massive for us. The day that, they came into our training and everything gave us the confidence that, we have people that they're backing us, We have our families and friends back home, our partners and all of that. They're all back home watching us. But it was good to feel like the Ghanaian presence here, and they've been a massive support. Like when we play, we see them like it's like, yes, they are here, they're representing our families. So I'm grateful that they were able to be here, and then they were going to be with us through the summer. So I'm really grateful for them.
At which particular stage in this tournament would you say is a success for Team Ghana?
For me, I think but now we've crossed the bridge. I feel like getting into the semi-final or final. I think either way, where we get from now going, I think it's a success, I mean, success isn't built in a day or whole something. Look at where we are now. Look at where we've been, 2 years ago, we were completely different, We had a qualification on. So I think the success have already been there it's just been a bit by bit. Well, I say everything we're going to do is we'll be fully successful. Maybe winning this tournament will be successful, but for me, success will be after winning this tournament or wherever we get, that transfer into the next thing, how we're going to be in terms of moving forward and how the Ghana women's football is going to be. That's, for me, that would make a bigger success for the area.
Talk about winning the tournaments. Beating Algeria means you meet one of Morocco or Mali. Morocco, we know our familiar side because they've been in 1 or 2 friendly between ourselves over the last year or even this year. Which team would you rather want to face at this stage?
I mean, either one of them. I think if right now you want to meet any team, I know people are worried about little things and we can't do this, we can't do that, but they need to understand football is football. You step on the court. There's no you can play beautiful game and not win. You can play any broke game and win. You know what I mean? You just gotta this discipline and do what I think from now. Anything we need, we're going to do what we have to do, and then the rest, God will do the rest. Now we don't know what it could be, but all we know is the job that we have to do. So we are ready for any other team for sure.
What would be your message to Ghanaians that have supported this team from the very first day, right? Sir.
I mean, I'll say that I'm thankful for them. Like they believe in each and individual players and supporting players and understanding the game and giving support. Like sometimes these games where, it didn't go well. We hear all the, criticism and it's good. But we want them to also understand like the game is broad, it's changing, you know what I mean? People are growing as well, but we hear them and we support them because without them, we won't be able to be pushed there. We won't be able to get better. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.